32 minutes past the hour. It's time to keep doing what we do best, and that is give you daily briefs on what exactly is happening around you. And right now I'm handing you over to Shiksha Aurora, who will be taking over for the next part of this hour. Shiksha.
All right, now Samuel, you know, it is very exciting for us as Kenyans when our athletes go and do us proud internationally, right? So which is why I'm going to be bringing to you the latest with regards to what's happening in the world of sports. And the two-day World Athletics Championships trials kicks off today at the Nyayo National Stadium. Now, Athletics Kenya will be using the event to pick the squad to the global track and field contest that starts on September 27th in Doha, Qatar. The highlight of the day obviously is the men's 5,000 meter event, and to bring us more updates on that particular topic, we've got our reporter Wanjiko Mwenda, who's going to be giving us the latest from the Nyayo National Stadium. Of course, she'll be telling us what's happening right now as we speak. Wanjiko, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Shiksha. You put it right. Today we're having the gun-off of the National Athletics Trials happening here at the Nyayo National Stadium. People will say that this is a mini championship, and I tend to agree with them, because here you will meet the world beaters, the world record holders, the defending champions in different races, and even those who had world leading times in the middle and long distance races across this season, across this year in the athletics season. And as we come to the end of it, all of them will be here or are gathering here at the Nyayo National Stadium to take part in the national trials. Remember, the reason why we are having the trials is so that Kenya can select the team that will represent the country in the forthcoming World Athletics Championships in Doha at the end of the month. The action will be beginning from the 27th of September through to the 6th of October 2019. So clearly we need to select a team, and a team that can represent us to the level that we are used to. Remember that Jamaica has already selected the team, so has Ethiopia, so has USA, all the countries that we know are athletics powerhouses. And now Kenya, after tomorrow, we will have the team that will represent the country in the forthcoming World Athletics Championships. So far, we're seeing them trickling in at the National Stadium. Only one race has taken place so far. The 400 meters hurdles women has just finished here. And you know, we had the likes of Vanis Kerubo, the surprise winner of the All Africa Games during the Rabat action that just happened a few weeks ago. Actually, like 1 week or 1.5 weeks ago, we did have a surprise gold medal in the women's category of the 400 meters hurdles. So a lot of action will be going on. We do have the 200 meters finals, both men and women, the 800 meters semi-finals, because we have very many athletes who have registered and have qualified times for the trials. So they will come here to battle for slots. Remember, 1-2 across the line is already guaranteed. You get your slot for the World Athletics Championships, and then after that, number 3, 4, or 4, 5, depending with your form of the year and how you have been performing, then Athletics Kenya and the organizers will see whether you can be selected in the reserve team for Team Kenya. So today it is just a merit. How you perform is how you will gain your slot for the World Athletics Championships. We also have the 5,000 meters men's final that will be happening in a few. We have very many, a total of 22 athletes have already qualified and are listed for the start list in the 5,000 meters. Remember, in All Africa Games in Rabat, we had a 1, 2, 3 finish. We had Robert Kiprop, we had Edward Zakayo and Richard Yator, who managed to take a clean sweep in the 5,000 meters in Rabat. But remember, in the World Championship, this has been a goal that has been very elusive for Kenyans, because since 2011 we have had either the Ethiopians or when Mofara was still active on track winning the 5,000 meters title. So we're looking forward to have a team that can represent Kenya in the 5,000 meters title and even get to the podium finish. Of course, we also have the race of the day, the 3,000 meters steeplechase women, also a very strong lineup. It has a world record holder Beatrice Chepkoech, it has Daisy Jepkemoi, it has Sally Finches-Paul, who is the under 20 world record holder and the under 20 world champion. We also do have the likes of Nora Jeruto, not forgetting Ivan Kieng, who is a former world champion 2015 edition. So very many champions will be here in day one. And of course, the action will continue even tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, we will then select the team that will represent us in Doha. Shiksha?
Wanjiko Mwenda, just a quick question to you. What are the key names that obviously have high expectations, and of course the viewers as well? What can they expect from these names that a lot of people want to watch out for when it comes to the athletics front, male and female?
You can hear you. Just repeat.
Wanjiko, I have asked if you can kindly tell us the key male and female names that, of course, will definitely be competing and have been really doing their best in the past few years as well.
Wow, unfortunately, I think the man at the back is just announcing, and I cannot hear you well, but maybe your question is whether we'll have the best representation for Kenya, and I believe maybe that's what we will have after the trials, and that's what we are expecting, because it's all about merit when it comes to the trials, and we expect that no drama will come from this selection, because it's very straight to the point. 1, 2, 3 across the line is a selection criteria, so we expect the best representation for Kenya come after tomorrow when the team is named. I hope that's what you asked, because I can hear you clearly.
All right, thank you very much, Wanjiko Mwenda, for that. We'll definitely try and get back to you at a later time, and of course for the questions that we have later on. But for now, thank you for that comprehensive update from Nyayo National Stadium. And of course, she was bringing to us the latest regarding the world of sports. And we are looking out for the men's 5,000 meters event. It is something that all eyes will be on. So yes, we're going to be giving you more details regarding that particular story later on, as it happens right here on the Daily Brief. And remember, we have been covering a couple of live events. We've been giving you the latest with regard to what's happening in the counties as well. We've brought to you our reporters from Nakuru. We had our reporter in Mombasa, in Nyeri, as well as our reporter in Kisumu, bringing us the latest with regard to what is happening today and what to expect throughout the day as what makes the news. And of course, all that and much more right here on the Daily Brief. For now, we're going to be crossing over to what's happening in the corridors of justice. We have got our cameras there, and of course, we're going to be bringing to you a live coverage from a court case that is ongoing at the Milimani Law Courts. So let's listen in to the latest from that particular case. Right, of course, that is from the Milimani Law Courts. Now remember, not just from the courts or from our respective counties, we're also telling you what is happening here in Parliament as we speak. So we've got our reporter Daniel Kariuki, who is going to be giving us what to expect from Parliament today. Daniel, good morning to you. Is it going to be a busy day in Parliament?
Right, thank you, Shiksha. Yes, it will be a busy day for Parliament. This morning, the Committee on Public Accounts and Investment, that's the Senate Committee, is expected to meet with the Governor for Samburu, Governor Henol Kulal, and will be appearing before the committee so that I can shed light on the audit queries in his county. Of course, part of what will come up is the corruption allegations in the county. Remember, the governor has been having several cases concerning corruption, and that is some of what is going to be appearing, how the county has actually used the funds and the allocations in the year 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 financial years, and will be clarifying and, of course, shedding more light. Apart from that, there is also the Committee on Environment. They are going to be meeting with the task force that was set to look into the human-wildlife conflict, and that is one thing that has been affecting communities that are living close to areas where there is wildlife, and they are going to be meeting in regard to the mitigation of human-wildlife conflict in the country. That is the second committee they are going to be having. And away from that, the National Assembly this afternoon is set to debate the motion on the mediated the mediated version of the Division of Revenue Bill. Remember, yesterday the Senate already passed the bill that is expected to come to the National Assembly this afternoon. Remember, it is the mediated version of the Division of Revenue Bill, the Bill number 2, that was agreed upon by the team that met yesterday. In this bill, the allocation to the counties, in fact, the bill is set to resolve the funds crisis that has been in the country, in the counties rather, and in the bill, the allocation is 316.5, and of course there is something else that the Senate had omitted in their previous debate in the House. That's the leasing of medical equipment at 6.2 billion shillings. They had already omitted that, but the National Assembly returned it back to the bill, and so it's going to be passed the same way the National Assembly had proposed. That is just what is going to be transpiring here in Parliament, and of course that will be passed in the afternoon, and then tomorrow will be forwarded to the President to be sent into law so that the cash can be released to the counties in order to resolve the cash crunch in the counties. Shiksha.
All right, thank you very much, Daniel Kariuki, who is giving us a brief of what to expect in Parliament today. It is going to be quite a busy one, so we're definitely going to be covering that in detail right here on the Daily Brief. But for now, we're going to also be taking you to court. Now, remember, there are a few cases that are happening as we speak, and amongst them is the case where the witness, that is Samuel Gateri Wanjiru, is today expected to withdraw his testimony. He withdrew his testimony, rather, in the Dennis Itumbi case, and is going to be charged in court today. Now, Itumbi was charged with forging a letter purported to be authored by cabinet secretaries plotting Deputy President's assassination. So yes, we're going to be giving you more details regarding that particular court case. For now, we will take you to Mombasa, where we have an event that is ongoing as we speak. So yes, let's get right to it and listen in to the latest from Mombasa with the Stakeholders Forum.
Recommendation on the establishment of the Wages Council, but also have a joint working communique for future stakeholder engagement in the maritime sector. Thank you for listening. Have a great time for the conference. Now, Chair, before I just go out of the stage, let me mention that this has also been a sweet coincidence. A sweet coincidence in the sense that I am asked to come to represent the Cabinet Secretary on an instrument that I witnessed its adoption. Actually, it was in the year 2006 when I was serving at the Kenya Mission to the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, that we adopted this convention that was headed by Patricia Ndumbia. We called it a super convention. The entire globe discussed and looked at the challenges that the seafarers were having. Countries from the least developed countries, economies in transition, and developed countries thought that there was need to have a standard that can ensure protection and fairness in this industry. So I'm very happy to be here today to be with the people attending this conference to ensure that we have decent work in this sector. We are saying this because for those of you who may not be aware of the seafarers' challenges, there are real challenges which actually the council that we want to set and the order must be done very, very fast. There are issues of age, there are issues of wages, there are issues of accommodation, there are issues of medical care, issues of dispute resolution. You can imagine on a ship in the high seas, 3 months or 6 months, if you have any problems, how do you, in terms of dispute resolution, I think I want to urge all of us who have come in here to ensure that we have this order so that the seafarers, wherever they are, nationally in the international waters, have a mechanism of ensuring that they can be able to deal with the challenges that always afflict workers in this sector. With these few remarks, I want to thank you very much and have a very good conference and recommendation for the council as well as an order for the industry. Thank you.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much.
All right, of course, that is from Mombasa, where the Stakeholders Forum is currently ongoing. Now, remember, this forum is basically to do with the seafarers and the challenges that they face. Now, of course, a couple of things that are being discussed over there include the working conditions. Apart from that, the wages as well. Now, remember, we've got Shipping Principal Secretary, that is PS Nancy Karigiru, who is the chief guest as well, and she's also going to be talking about the same at the Stakeholders Forum, where they've established a wage standard for Kenya seafarers. Now, yes, remember, that's something that we have been covering right here on the Daily Brief, and apart from that, we've also been giving you the latest with regard to what is happening at the corridors of justice. Now, we are expecting Samuel Gateri Wanjiru, a witness who withdrew his testimony with regard to the Dennis Itumbi case, and he's going to be charged in court. Now, Itumbi was charged with forging a letter purported to be authored by the cabinet secretaries. Of course, this was with regard to plotting Deputy President Dr. William Ruto's assassination. So yes, we're going to be taking you right now to Milimani Law Courts. Now, that's going to be happening later on. But for now, we've also got other court cases that we have been covering. Now, remember, we are going to be giving you more details with regard to what's happening in the world of sports as well. So our reporter Wanjiku Mwenda was also giving us details with regard to what is happening. And of course, we've got live pictures on our screen that is from Nyayo National Stadium. So yes, let's take a look at what exactly is happening. There we go. The 5,000 meters men's race has officially begun, and as you can see, that is the finals going on. So we're going to be giving you details with regard to who emerges victorious in that particular event. Now, remember, the Athletics Kenya will be using this event to pick the squad to the global track and field contest that starts on September 27th in Doha. So just about 2 weeks to go before this particular athletics competition begins in Doha, Qatar. And the highlight of the day is this men's 5,000 meters event. So yes, as we go, the finals is ongoing. So we're going to be giving you more information regarding not just this particular event. We also have others that we'll be focusing on, and of course, as they continue to happen right here, we're going to be giving you the live coverage on that. For now, let's listen in to the latest from Nyayo National Stadium.
Kupuka mwenzangu Ruto, wanariadha hawa wanafanya mzunguko moja na sekunde 66. Wow. Asante sana. 65 na 66. Jacob Cross Kimeli was followed, Nicholas Kimeli, Michael Kibet. I'm telling you the rest now. And I say this is the cream of the la cream. Here is Cross Kimeli. Kimeli was coming. And another Kimeli one followed by Kibet, and then a drop, and then Kibet, and then a drop. Here we are looking now in
All right, of course, that is at the Nyayo National Stadium. So we're going to be giving you more details with regard to what happens over there. Now, remember, we've got elite Kenyan runners who are hoping to put up a great show today as the ice slots for the 27th September to October 6th global showpiece that's going to be happening in Doha, Qatar. And of course, men's 800 meter has attracted some of the best 2-lap runners that include USA-based duo of Emmanuel Korir and Michael Saruni as well. Other top contenders that we're going to be seeing that will be competing for the top 3 spots include Ferguson Rotich, the 2016 Diamond League Trophy winner, reigning Commonwealth Games champion, that's Wycliffe Kinyamal, as well as Alfred Kipketer. And both Korir and Kim Manyal and Rotich have finished outside the podium at the Zurich Diamond League final 2 weeks ago. And of course, this event that was won by America's Donovan Brazier with Botswana's Nigel Amos, who finished second. And of course, just like this, we'll definitely be giving you more names to watch out for right here on K24 Daily Brief. For now, let's cross over directly to what's happening in Mombasa, where, as we had told you, the Stakeholders Forum is going to be taking place, and it is happening right now. We've got the PS speaking, so let's listen in to the latest from that event.
On how, as Kenyans, we should establish a sectoral wage council for seafarers. This is indeed a very historic moment, as it provides us with an opportunity to recognize and affirm our seafarers for the valuable contributions that they make in this country, as well as acknowledge and address the challenges that they face regularly in the course of their work at sea. Someone has tried to describe it. I don't think they even did half the story, because it's hard. Distinguished participants, oceans make the single largest natural resource and asset we have on the planet, because it represents about 71% of the Earth's surface. Indeed, as one scientist in the US once said, why is it called planet Earth? It should have been planet ocean, because of that single fact. The oceans deliver a lot of benefits to humanity. They are the highway for about 90% of internationally traded goods through maritime transport sector, and also the source of hundreds of millions of jobs in shipping, in fisheries, in aquaculture, in maritime tourism, energy production, and many other sources that we may not mention here. The people who bring all these together and who make it deliver the benefits that we have mentioned are the seafarers. They are the human face of the maritime sector. Seafaring is a very important occupation that is as old as mankind and provides livelihood to millions of families and substantial income to national economies. Seafarers are the people who are not only responsible for the operation of ships which transport the goods to us, but are also responsible to ensure the safe and smooth delivery of that cargo. And has been acknowledged that they perform a tough and challenging job, one that is physically and mentally very demanding. And safety of navigation relies entirely on them because of the human element. And it continues to rely on the expertise and motivation, most important, motivation of the seafarers, even despite technological advancement, such as in artificial intelligence. You will always need the seafarer to complete the job. So let's acknowledge today, as we sit here to deliberate on this very strong and very important topic, that seafaring is the backbone of the sector. Seafarers, our seafarers, work very selflessly within the deep seas and oceans, and they take time there. They are the people who don't come home in the evening to have dinner and spend the night with our families, because usually it's on long contracts, the longest being 9 months to a year. But they ensure that maritime trade is safe, efficient, and successfully delivered. But we know that particularly our seafarers have been exposed to a lot of challenges, which include low wages, that has been said, that don't always meet the internationally accepted safety nets. They also have sometimes not reliable payment of wages. They have mental health issues because it's a confined space and the circumstances all where they work is not always places they are mentally prepared for. Long absences from home and family. Lately, they work under the fear of attack by pirates, and also issues such as lack of internet access also play a role on their mental well-being, and lack of sometimes exercise facilities on board ships on which to distress, all of which fall under seafarers' well-being, and all of which has been, as has been mentioned, are all captured in what we are currently referring to as the Seafarers' Bill of Rights, or the ILO MLC Convention. And that's the journey we are on today. And as the Labor Commissioner has said, it started some time ago when the Maritime Labor Board acknowledged the need to form the Seafarers' Wage Council. So the journey to this place in terms of developing a seafarers wage council standard has been long and challenging. You heard how long it has taken us to get here. And I want at this moment to thank each and every one of the stakeholders who have contributed in one way or the other to the process and where it has reached. A wage standard is a critical tool for the implementation of the Maritime Labour Convention, or MLC 2006, in order to ensure decent working conditions on board ships for the seafarers, in order to enhance skills development for the workers in the sector, and also provide a tool for bargaining with international players in the market. In the absence of this...
Right, of course, that is the PS Nancy Karigivu currently addressing at the Stakeholders Forum. And of course, she is establishing a way and a standard wage for the seafarers. Now, remember, these seafarers, they undergo strenuous working conditions. And of course, the challenges that they face on duty is something that she's been championing for. And she's talking about it in detail in Mombasa. So we're definitely going to be giving you more details about that right here on K24 Daily Brief when we return after this short break.